Have you ever heard of Thomas the Tank Engine? If you have been a little kid between the ages of 2 and around 7 or so, I'm sure you might have. My son adored Thomas so much that he could name every single train, knew what color they were, and the number they had painted on them. The show started in 1984 and continues to this very day. I was glad when I heard that he was coming to visit me over the summer, but he had a ton of work to do, so I bought him a Thomas DVD. The cover looked innocent enough. What was so interesting was that Thomas was smiling, and little wooden children were waving their arms out of the windows in his coaches. The DVD was called Thomas and the Children. He was so excited to see the DVD that right off the bat, he pleaded with me to pop it into the DVD player. I went to work while he watched it, and after a few hours, he came into my office, looking as pale as a sheet. "Daddy?" His voice seemed weak. "Are you okay?" I said. I touched his head and noticed that his temperature has gone up. "Why did Thomas kill the children?" My heart sank like a stone, but I soon brushed it off. "I'm sure Thomas didn't kill the children," I reassured him. "Now you need your rest and some medicine." I gently pushed him towards his room. "Come on now." After putting him to bed, I got curious as what he had seen. I popped in the DVD and I began to watch the episode. It seemed normal enough. Thomas was told to take a group of children to the seaside by the instructions of Sir Topham Hatt. I noticed something odd though. There was no narrator in this episode. It then showed Thomas picking up the little wooden children and showed every single one of them climbed on board. Then there was a scene with him zooming down the rails like he always did, and the kids were cheering. But then there was trouble, like they say in the show. Bertie the bus was stuck on the railway track. This was when the episode got strange. Bertie stared at Thomas in fear, but Thomas just smiled and sped up. He maniacally laughed, and the kids were starting to cry with their little tears running down their little faces. Thomas crashed into Bertie, causing pieces of him to go flying everywhere. Usually by now the narrator would say, and luckily no one was hurt. But there was no reassurance for the kids. The episode then showed the carnage inside the coaches. Wooden limbs were broken off. What looked like actual blood had been splattered everywhere. Heads ripped from the bodies of the wooden dolls, and what was worse, the children still had tears painted upon their faces. And then cut to static. After I felt myself boiling over with anger. What sicko would create something that messed up for little kids? I then paused on the static. Messages started to appear on the screen like kill, obey, multiply, and die. I watched the static and saw at least 30 different messages flash onto the screen. I threw the accursed thing into the trash after breaking it in half. I will not expose my child to any more of that trash. Before going to bed myself, I checked my son's room. He was happily asleep and snoring, cuddling his teddy bear. I had nightmares from this, one where the children came into my room, but they were lifelike and as tall as a normal person. Their twisted forms grabbed my lens and pulled me apart while I heard that blasted train laugh. Now I woken up, covered in blood, knife in hand, and I'm too afraid to go check my son's room.